This is Aussie Woodshed. My name's Luke, and in today's video we're going to be looking at when to use a marking knife versus a pencil for marking and layout. I hope you enjoy. This question reminds me a little bit about the 3 classes of saw cuts that Robert Waring came up with, and in today's video I'm going to be tackling a little bit of that again. We're going to touch on that slightly. It's kind of the basis for the answer that I'm going to give here, because I think his principles work quite well here, so I just wanted to preface this with that. And if you haven't seen the actual video on the 3 classes of saw cut, you can find that down below. So let's jump in and get started. So the most obvious thing that comes to mind when it comes to using a pencil is obviously if you're rough cutting your boards, you go, oh well, I've got this measurement, and you just whip a straight line across. You probably still want it to be square, but you don't need it to be dead accurate. There's no joinery coming off that. You're just sawing it because you're going to be working on it later on. So a pencil line is just perfect for a rough layout. It's also great for marking pieces, so you can put them together, whether that's for dovetails or dados, all that sort of thing. A pencil, you're not really going to want to mark something permanent for that. So a pencil does work well for that. So if that's when we would use a pencil, when we come to a knife or a marking gauge, that's when we're looking for more accuracy in the work that we're doing. We look at something like a tenon in this case, where we've probably used a marking gauge to mark the top. Maybe you've used a mortise gauge like this. Now, if you've got the cutting versions of these, they're going to leave a more definitive cut line. Or you might have just used these 2 tools in the most basic way to mark out your tenon. Mortise gauge is going to make it a little easier, but you can use the old school way of just a knife and a marking gauge, and a square, sorry. Now, when you're using it in sort of this method, you've probably only got a cutting gauge line on the top, or you've got it down the sides. It does depend, obviously, as I said, how you mark it. But in that case, we're looking for accuracy just on the top here. So we want it accurate, but it's not a complete show face. So we don't really care what all of this looks like. It doesn't matter what it looks like on these sides, and that's why you can get away with using a pin gauge on the uprights here. But generally, you're sort of looking for something a little more definitive. So I like to use a knife line from a marking gauge or a knife and a square, as I said, on the top there. And you back cut against that, and you saw down, so you've got your accuracy, and that knife line has just given you that little bit of a guide and accuracy, allowing you to pare back and get your saw in the right spot. And then obviously the rest of the accuracy on this, because you can see how rough these faces are, they're not show faces. So that doesn't really matter. Also, looking at a mortise and tenon, and it's a good way to show it, is the shoulder. So when we mark a shoulder, let me just temporarily grab this board. So you'll be going along here, scoring it, and you've probably all seen me do this a number of times, and we're running a knife line all the way around. I know this has got radiuses on it, so it's not going to be 100% perfect. And so we're actually following a knife line right the way around to increase our accuracy. Now, along with that, you would then come in with a chisel like so, cut back against that. So you're giving yourself a little V-notch, a clearance, a little wall to work against. And so that is giving us a very high degree of accuracy, and we're going to have this square line. Now, something that I haven't really mentioned much, and you see me do it a lot when I'm dimensioning timber, is I use my knife when I'm cutting my boards and I want accuracy. That nice definitive line when you use your knife line, when you're using it even on a shooting board to shoot your shoulders square, you get a much cleaner take. Like if you're using a shooting board, you could use a pencil and just run a line. So let me just quickly grab the shooting board and I'll just show you what I'm talking about. So for demonstration purposes, I've got this wide board here, and I'm just going to put a line on the edge here as if we've pretended that we've put a line on here and we've sawn close to the line. So we have a nice thick line here, and we're going to put it in here. And now I've done that till my line's disappeared. and you can see while it's nice on the top here, we've got a little bit of chip out here, and this is more likely to happen in softwood like pine. But we've got a little bit of chipping here, as you can see. Now, the other thing you run into when you use a pencil, if you want accuracy like that, is even if you've got a sharp pencil, how thick is your pencil? Where exactly is it that you made your mark with your pencil? These are conical in shape. Maybe you got a little bit of a sharper pencil, but where exactly are you actually going up against that pencil to know where your accuracy is? Because you put a mark there, you've got thickness to it. You're much more defined with a knife like this. Now, if it's a double bevel like this, obviously you've got to tilt it to one side to allow for that bevel, but you have a dead accurate, very thin line, and so you know exactly where you're going to with that shooting board, with your joinery, everything like that. You're going to be better with the knife. So let's just go ahead and we'll now mark right on the edge here with a knife. What you can see we've done here is, obviously we've gone all the way around. Now, if we were using just a pencil, you wouldn't do that. Now, what I like to do in this situation is combine both the pencil and the knife line. Now, that is sometimes just for on camera, but also it just makes it that much easier for you to actually see. So now we can see that, but we've still got the accuracy of that knife line, and you'll be able to see that. So let me hand plane this down a little bit on the shooting board. Now you can see as I work this down, you can still see that knife line there very easily. I've just realised is I should actually be using this top edge because that was the side I marked off. So now you can see here there's still a few fibres that haven't quite gone through, and you can see a few fairy fibres here. And that's because of that definitive line that we had with the knife. We probably wouldn't be able to see that if we used a pencil. And now we can see all those fairy bits are gone. And what we've been left with is a nice square. No chip out because we severed the fibres. That knife line gets you that more accuracy. And obviously a knife line can also be a marking gauge. One thing you'll note here is we put that pencil on there and you can actually still see that pencil there. So when I marked with the pencil before and I shot it on the shooting board until the pencil was gone, did I go past my mark? I would say most definitely. Even with the sharpest of pencils, you just don't have that accuracy. You're kind of looking to break the line, but it's arbitrary. Use the knife, you know exactly where you're going and you can see exactly where you're going. Even if you do use pencil to make it a little easier to see, you can still see that knife cut. So to recap, I use my pencil when I just want some rough, but not very accurate. I'm not using any joinery with the pencil. I might also use the pencil for visibility of knife lines and also for marking various parts. The pencil's invaluable. You don't want a permanent mark. You want to use a pencil if you don't want that permanent mark. Whereas I'll use my knife when I want the most accuracy possible. As you can see, you can get way more accurate even cutting pieces to length using that knife because it gives you that definitive answer that you're looking for. So if you like this video, please do like and subscribe down below. While you're down there, do sound off in the comments. When do you use a marking knife, cutting gauge versus a pencil? I'm eager to find out what you use and see if it's the same as me. And if you'd like to see another great video such as the one you've seen here today, do check out the video here where I go through the 3 classes of saw cuts by Robert Waring. Bye for now.